So did you hear about the Nick Bosa to the Jets rumors? I heard about the Nick Bosa rumors, and I heard it's to an AFC team potentially by the end of or within a week is the rumor I heard. I tend to think the Jets are not going to be in on this, but who knows? I mean, what do you think it would take, Green Bean, to get Nick Bosa away from the 49ers?
I think it would take us having a brain hemorrhage, because that's not where we need to go. I mean, I look, would I cry and bitch and moan if we figured out a way to do that? No, I think that's the area of strength. I think we're sick levels of deep at the defensive line. We just used 2 straight first-round picks on defensive end. I just don't see it. Now, if you're talking about the capital that it would take, I mean, they would want something serious. I mean, he's a stud muffin. You know what I mean? So
and we don't have a first.
Yeah, I mean, what are we going to give him? Like, well, who? I mean, what do you want to do? Huff for Bosa or something like that? I mean,
Matt and I were talking a little bit before you hopped on, and we were just like, "Oh man, what do you think it would take?" And like, Matt, do you want to kind of say where you were coming with it?
Yeah, I don't. Well, the Jets don't have a first-round pick, so it's kind of a moot point. But I was like, a first, Huff and Jermaine Johnson. Like that's a lot, but you're getting a guy who's a 15+ sack a year guy, a top 3 player at the position. I like Jermaine Johnson a lot, but it's kind of you're giving up a pick, and then also here, by the way, yes, you're losing a pass rusher, but here's 2 young edge rushers that you could kind of play with if you want. So I don't know. It's fantasy land. It's total fantasy land, but it would be a lot, whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't see the Jets being in on this at all. Like, I understand, like, Robert Saleh, former defensive coach for 49ers, but I think DeMeco Ryans in Houston or even Kansas City giving up maybe like a Chris Jones to get Nick Bosa and just do a swap like that for like disgruntled players. Maybe that's something that is considered. I don't see the Jets realistically being in on this because of how deep we are at the edge position.
Yeah, I see in there Huff and JFM. Would you do? I mean, totally.
I would, yeah.
I don't know. I think Jermaine Johnson, like, it's just like with Quinnen. It's like, remember the first 2 or 3 years of Quinnen? There was every year we were talking about trading them every year, right? And look what he is now. He's an all-star. I'm sorry, an all-pro, and we love him. And I got his jersey and he signed it, and I want to hug and kiss Quinnen Williams. You know what I mean? So, and his braces did a damn good job, and his smile. Doesn't it? Isn't it? It's fantastic,
dude. It popped off the picture with you and him.
Yeah,
I showed Becca that. I was like, Green Bean got to have all this fun with Quinnen Williams, and Becca goes, "That guy has a beautiful smile." I was like,
dude,
"That's what Taylor said."
Yeah,
Taylor said the same thing.
I got 3 DMs that said, "Dude, look at Quinnen's smile." I'm like,
immaculate.
He crushed it with the braces, right? He wore braces for a couple of years. He did a great job. But, like, look, we love Quinnen Williams, right? So I don't want to give up on Jermaine Johnson, a guy that's clearly on the upswing. I mean, maybe not clearly. He looks like he's on the upswing, right? And he had a good year last year. You got to give these guys, and, like, the money thing and all that, you got to have a certain amount of guys on their rookie contracts. I don't know, man. The Huff and JFM, I would certainly consider that. Huff and Jermaine Johnson, I would laugh, me personally. Not at Matt for saying it, for the Niners.
At the offer.
Thinking that I
was going to say, someone said it in the chat, I think. Red John says, of course y'all did. LOL, they're going to want Huff. Yeah, if they want Huff for Bosa, they can have him. Like, I like Huff a lot.
Yeah,
but it's going to take a lot more than Huff to get Nick Bosa. 100%.
Yeah.
Brian Bowden comes
Bosa,
in.
though, having the second and third overalls that year. I'm sorry. That'd be crazy.
Nuts. Insane. That was like the one player that, like, in that draft, Jet fans prior to the draft were like, man, I hope we wind up getting like a top 2 pick to get like either a trade out for a bunch of picks for Kyler, or you get, Nick Bosa. And then, like, you get the 3rd pick, and there's a little bit of, like, I remember a lot of people wanted Josh Allen, the edge rusher. Would have made, a ton of sense at the time too. No issues there, but like having the number 2 and number 3 overall picks from that year, pretty special.